Okay, here's going to be take 2 of the ILLCO radio controlled robot. Where's my remote? So now you can actually see the arms working. When it backs up, the arms go back. When it goes forward, the arms come forward. And in the first video that I did on this toy, the arms weren't working in the video, but I didn't realize that till someone pointed it out to me later. So then I had to open the toy up and find out why. So on the inside of the toy, I found there are 12 plastic gears. And of course, you know that's never a good thing. But it was very popular in the 70s and the 80s. The first gear that I found that had a small crack was the one on the motor. It wasn't stopping the toy from working, because obviously the toy worked other than the arms moving. But as long as I was in there, I went ahead and replaced that. It was a 10-tooth gear, and I had one of those, so I put in a new one of those. These gears go back to run this wheel. There's one more gear back on this axle here that you can't see, so there's 1, 2, 3, 4 from the motor. Then here they're gearing it to run a rod up to the arms. And in fact, this is this will make sense in a minute. This is kind of looking from the top of the head down into the arms. See where the arms are coming down. There's a shaft that comes in and drives this gear, which turns these gears, and then when they run out of teeth, that's how far the arm will go. So when they're forward, they go so far, and then they'll sit there and quiver. Gravity makes the arms want to always go back, so when it reverses, then they swing and go into the back position to do the same thing. This gearbox mounts right on top of here and interfaces with this gear. This crown gear interfaces on that small gear. And this is the shaft that goes up to drive the arms. This is one of the arm connectors. This, you can see the partial gear where it gets turned, where it can only run so far, and then it's going to run out of teeth, so it'll just sit there and wait. This part screws in from the outside of the body, and the foam rubber arm snaps over that. There's the foam rubber arm. And here we can see some of it put together. This is the back side battery box. Here's your receiver and controller. That little gearbox is now in place. You can see the small crown gear I talked about on there. And the shaft is coming up. When we put the front part on, that shaft's going to interface with that arm axle that we talked about already. It's going to come up through here and interface with this crown gear, which drives these 2 gears, which make the arms move, like so. So now you can see this as a more completely put together type thing. And here it is assembled on there, so you can see the drive, the gearbox, the shaft, gear interfacing with the crown gear. It goes out to the 2 arm gears. So now you can see that no matter how much this turns, it's only going to move the arm until it runs out of teeth this way or that way. Then it'll stop. And they have that fixed so they aim a little bit forward or they aim a little bit back. And I believe that was all I had to say.